Hi everyone, Diana Rankin here with your weekly weekly message. And our message this week from Phillip, my spirit guide, is about, does it matter how our human bodies are treated after we die? So we're going to look at like funerals and other rituals and rites, and we'll look at that in a minute. We will also get a message from one of my books. It's the Master's Book of Answers by Phillip. And as many of you know, it's an oracle book and it just has a different message on each page. So we'll look at that. We'll get our message today too. Um, we're having here in Ohio, we have had several tornadoes. We're fine where I am. They've gone around us. This side of us, this side of us, this side of us, this side of us. And we're well taken care of. Thank you. Hello, Sheila. She says, hello, Diana and Piper. How are you? Well, you can see, wait a minute. There we go. You can see Piper back there. She's sound asleep. And Akila says, hello, Diana. And Sheila says, hi, everyone. And Akila says, hi, Sheila. They know each other from our Sacred Circle by Zoom, which you are all welcome to join us. Sacred Circle by Zoom meets the last Friday of the month. And you can just go to the website. Excuse me, go to my website, which is right below, www.dianarankin.com. It's just my name. And you can find out more about Sacred Circle. Sacred Circle, you get a private message, psychic message. We also have, I usually tell a story, and we have a meditation for personal and planetary healing. So you're welcome to join us. Just find out more details on my website. All right. Akila and Sheila are saying hello to each other. Well, hello, Juliet. She says hello and happy Friday to everyone. Yes, it is Friday afternoon. And like I say, we're having a bit of a chill here where I am, thus the sweater and the jacket, because I'm going to be going out later. And Sheila says, you look good, Diana. Thank you. I feel good. I feel good. In spite of all of the weather we've been having. And I'm kind of wondering if I get to mow before August and the grass keeps growing, but it's too wet to mow. So anyway, we're going to get going here because this is a long message, a little bit longer than usual. And then, as I say, we will get a message. And thank you to the viewer who asked this question. Does it matter how our human bodies are treated after we die? This answer may be a bit more complicated than it seems. So we ask that you bear with us as we explain, Phillip says. Phillip rarely asks us to bear with him. He usually just says, let's begin. Okay, here we go. First of all, we will confirm what you already know before we get into what may be a bit more complicated and difficult to understand. Death rituals are for the living loved ones of the deceased. These rituals, such as funerals, religious rites, and so forth, give closure and comfort to the loved ones. These rituals may also help the ones who died. We may say help because the individual who dies and the manner of death determined what will help the individual with the transition, or even if help is needed. Let us explain. If an individual has lived their life with grace and are aware of their spirit self, they have no need of others carrying forth a ritual. This is not to say a ritual should not be done, but to say the one who has passed into spirit world has no need. They were prepared for the passing and even created that which they now experience. These are the ones who pass into peace with no fear of death or spirit world. No fear of death, no fear of spirit world. They know they are a spirit who is now leaving the human body behind. So if you know your spirit having a human experience, and when it's time for you to pass, you're okay with that, and because you know your spirit and you've just had a human body experience, Whether your loved ones have a ritual or not, it's not going to affect you one way or the other. However, Phillip goes on to say, now let us address the greater majority of humans who live in fear rather than love, those who die violently and those who fear death. So what he's talking about, those who live in a lot of fear or anger, fear-based emotions, number one. Number two, those who die violently. And number three, those who fear death. So we're going to talk about those three. We begin with the first mention. Those who live their lives in fear-based emotions are those who are unkind during their lifetime. They carry these emotions into spirit world. This makes the transition more difficult. It also leaves them in a state of fear or anger or jealousy or meanness or whatever fear-based emotion they live in. So what Phillip is saying, just because we pass over doesn't mean our emotions, our thoughts that we no longer carry, those are still with us, even though we don't have the body. Phillip goes on to say, in spirit world, they will continue in this pattern until they grow into the richness of love. So once we pass over, we're still in whatever emotion we're living in our lives, in our human bodies. And those emotions we take into spirit world with us. And then we can change that as we grow and learn in spirit world. Phillip goes on to say, the death rituals can help because love is sent their way. So what he's saying here is if love is being sent during the death rituals, during prayers are being said, talk between those who love us is taking place, and they're talking hopefully some fun things, not just the real sad things, but how we maybe help their lives in some way. Those types of funerals or rituals, or however we express it, those can help the person. So Phillip now goes on to say, now let us look at those who died violently. This includes suicide, death by another's hand, wars, even accidents, and natural disasters. Excuse me. Let us first say that everyone has a choice as to when to transition, although we will say few are aware of this. Rituals are indeed needed for all those who die violently, whether there is or is not a body. Rituals help the one who died so quickly to realize they are no longer in their body and to help them make the transition into spirit world. If one dies in peace, they are aware of making the transition. They leave the body behind and move into spirit world with ease. When one dies violently or in fear, they are still attached to the body. Once they realize they are no longer attached to their bodies, they are able to be helped by those in spirit world, and they are able then to move on. Those who do not realize they are no longer their body may still feel, those who do not realize they're, double negative gets this, but what Phillip is saying there is if we're dying in a violent death or we're dying in fear, if we don't realize we've died, we don't realize we're part of our bodies. So those who do not realize they are no longer their body may still feel physical and emotional pain. This group is the most in need of a ritual to help them move on. You know, all I could think about is somebody who dies in a horrific accident and they're still feeling that pain, or someone who dies in war and still feeling that pain, or someone who committed suicide and they're still feeling that both physical and emotional pain. And then I thought about, what if they're laying on the coroner's table and the body's being cut? And, they're still feeling that pain because they still think they're in their body. Phillip goes on to say, often people are seen or felt at their own funerals. They may come to let others know their transition was successful and to say goodbye. The energy here will be peaceful and loving. Others who come to their funeral come asking for help. They may claim they are right there and wonder why no one sees them. They may even see their body, realize they are dead, and move on. It is wise to allow loved ones to know of your wishes for your body. Loved ones may or may not carry out your desire. It matters not. They must do what they need to do to help themselves. If you live in love, what is done with your body and whether there is or is not a ritual will not affect you. If you live in love, remember what is or is not done with your body, what ritual is or is not done, will not affect you. If you live your life in love, you will die in love and carry this into spirit world. If you live your life in love, you will die in love and carry this into spirit world. So what Phillip, bottom line here is have no fear, live your life in love. And when it comes time and you choose to leave, you're going to do so in love and do so easily. If, however, you're living your life in a lot of fear and anger, it's going to be harder for you to make the transition, especially if you have a fear of death. So, my friends, remember, we are spirit having a human experience. Juliet says, wow, fascinating. That will teach me to think I already know the answer to a question. There you go. Okay. Let's get our message. And thank you for the question. Let's get our message, shall we? I'm getting a mixed message here of right and left, but I'm hearing left a little bit stronger. So I'm going to say the message for all of us is left, and that's page 320. Tomorrow is an extension of today. Is it not then wise to guard that which your thoughts create today? Again, live your life in love, not fear. Love-based emotions, not fear-based emotions. I'll read it again, page 320. Tomorrow is merely an extension of today. Is it not then wise to guard that which your thought creates today? If you heard right, this is a message you need to pay close attention to. This is page 321. Do not be so busy seeking life that you forget to be life. Do not be so busy seeking life that you forget to be life. But the message for all of us is tomorrow is merely an extension of today. Is it not then wise to guard that which your thoughts create today? And I leave you with this message from our question. If you live your life in love, you will die in love and carry this into spirit world. Sheila says, thank you, Diana. Thank you. Thank you all who are able to come live. I love it. And I am so grateful to have you in my life. Thank you for the love that you send to us. We receive that. And thank you for the love you receive that we're sending to you. And Rush comes on and sends us flowers and prayers. And Akila says, thank you so much. All right, my friends, let's live our life as much as we can in love-based emotions. That doesn't mean we give up boundaries. No. Love thyself. Loving ourselves means we have healthy boundaries. It also means we never get angry. Come on. We get angry. We get frustrated. We have times of fear. And sometimes those times of fear help us. Maybe we should move, or maybe we should go this direction instead of that direction. We have to listen to our emotions, and to listen to our emotions, we have to be aware of them. Being aware of our emotions and listening to them helps us then choose what we want to experience. Sheila says, have a great weekend, y'all. And I have to laugh because Sheila lives in Amsterdam. And that y'all is, I don't think, said in Amsterdam. So I love it. All right, my friends, have a great weekend, y'all. I'll see you next Friday. Be safe and be in love. Bye for now.